Coming up on Mountain News this morning, an Eastern Kentucky man is arrested after making concerning threats to a Kentucky university. And crews continue to search for a missing man in the North Fork of the Kentucky River.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. The time is now 6:32, and let's check in with Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast this morning.
Olivia, before we get started, I just seen something come down from our parent company, Gray News. 6.4 magnitude earthquake in California and the northern part of the state early this morning. No immediate reports of damage and no tsunami threat expected. No reports of injuries yet, but that's a pretty good sized quake, a 6.4 magnitude. Literally just came down from our parent company. So,
what part of California did you say?
Ferndale, northern part of California. So some developing news going on this morning. I literally just noticed it in the email, but there you go on that one. And we're also following a potential for some very cold air as we head deeper into this week. This morning, though, we are looking at fairly calm conditions, UVA-wise there this morning, 34. A little bit of daylight off in the distance, even though sunrise is not for a little while longer this morning. We are looking at temperatures in the 20s and 30s as you head out the door. We're seeing 28, a popular number, Prestonsburg, Logan, Clintwood, over toward Jonesville as well. Some 30s across most of the central parts of the area. 29 Irvin, the cold spot, 27 up toward Ashland. Regionally, 32 Carbondale, Illinois, 33 Louisville, 35 Bowling Green, 36 Clarksville and Nashville. Looks like 37 out toward Paducah, one of the warmer spots. 33 Knoxville in the Tri-Cities, and 27 tied with Ashland and Cincinnati as the cool spot this morning. Actually, I just saw Charleston, West Virginia was at 25. Your breakfast forecast, we are seeing temperatures basically staying in the upper 20s and low 30s all morning long. They'll go up slowly as the sun tries to make an appearance a little bit later on. Olivia?
We are continuing to follow some breaking news this morning out of Harlan County. Fire officials tell WYMT both lanes of Highway 38 above the Everts community are shut down right now while crews battle a massive fire. We're told it is near the old Karst and Robbins mine. Not much information is known about the fire right now, but we do know at least 4 departments have been paged out to fight it. There's no word on how long the road will be shut down for, but drivers are asked to use extreme caution. There are alternative routes available. Officials with the Clover Fork Fire Department say if you are traveling westbound to Harlan, turn in at Karst Robbins and exit at the Nally and Hamilton exit. If traveling east, enter at the Nally exit and follow around to Karst Robbins. Court records say he threatened to blow up Eastern Kentucky University. Patrick Hall is charged with the terroristic threatening. Investigators say Hall was angry after his son was suspended. Samantha Valentino has the details.
Kentucky State Police arrested Patrick Hall of Pike County Sunday evening. Court records say he threatened to blow up EKU. This is the Whitlock building. It houses EKU's admissions and registrar offices. Police were dispatched here last week when an academic and career advisor reported that Hall called her office, quote, screaming and cursing at her and made threats to blow her and EKU up, adding that Hall's son had been academically suspended earlier in the week. A senior counselor also reported that Hall had threatened her, saying that he was a firefighter and above the law. Pike County officials tell us that Hall and his son are both members of the Big Creek Volunteer Fire Department. However, Hall has been suspended until further notice, adding that the department does not condone anything he has done. When the senior counselor asked Hall if he was threatening her, he stated, quote, "It's a promise, sweetheart. I promise I could tear you up," adding, quote, "I was in the military. I know that you have to rough up a few people to get expletive done." According to court records, Hall told police that he was angry and it did not matter to him if the school blew up because of how the staff handled his son's grades. Hall has been charged with terroristic threatening. He is being held in the Pike County Detention Center. In Richmond, Samantha Valentino, WKYT.
Hall is scheduled to appear in a Madison County courtroom on Wednesday at 9 a.m. Officials with London and Laurel Rescue Squad as well as Perry County Emergency Management say they are still looking for a missing man in the North Fork of the Kentucky River. Officials say the man was last seen in Hazard jumping into the river. Perry County Emergency Management Director Jerry Stacy says crews have gone to great lengths to find him.
Basically, what we've done at this point is we've really focused on the area where an eyewitness last seen him, which was in the river. So from that point down is the areas we've been focused. We've had 3 dog teams here.
We will update you if and when we get more information on the search. We have an update on a car crash that happened Sunday in Letcher County. Letcher County Deputy Coroner Perry Fowler tells us 37-year-old Shane Michael Gross of Line Fork was killed in the crash. Officials say it happened on Highway 588 in the UZ community. We also have an update on a house fire that also happened in Letcher County on Sunday. Kentucky State Police tell us 39-year-old Dudley D. Boggs died in the fire. It happened on Smiley Drive in the Colliers Creek area. A cause has not been released. In Bell County, a fire left an office building destroyed during the weekend. Firefighters from the Bell County Volunteer Fire Department were called on the Bell County Coal Company offices on Highway 72 just outside of Middlesboro Sunday morning. Several fire departments fought to contain the fire, but the building could not be saved. Thankfully, no one was injured. No word on what might have started the fire. And there's still a lot of sickness spreading around the Commonwealth, and while hospital staff is stretched thin, especially in emergency rooms, the staff there is to treat you if you are seriously ill. An early peak to the flu, along with COVID and RSV, increases in Lexington hospitals are almost at full capacity, some even already there. In a joint news conference yesterday morning, doctors stressed no one is being turned away. And if you are in emergency care, come to the hospital, and earlier in the day is better.
And then as the day goes on, more and more of those beds are filled, and then we start having people in the lobby.
Doctors say getting a vaccine, even with Christmas and New Year's not far away, will offer some protection during the holidays. They also say that you can meet with others during the holidays, but to be smart about it. Several animal shelters across the region have been experiencing an increase in intakes following the height of the pandemic. But those with the Kentucky River Regional Animal Shelter in Hazard say they have never held as many animals as they have this month. With adoption slowing down and many rescue groups unable to take these animals in, the shelter is hosting a Hope for Help candlelight vigil today at 6:30 p.m. for people to come together, see what they can do to help, and pray for a miracle in the upcoming weeks.
I really hope that some awareness comes from this. I think a lot of people think of the overpopulation as a shelter problem, and it's so much more than a shelter problem. It's a community problem. Like, people really need to be responsible pet owners.
The Kentucky River Regional Animal Shelter relies on rescue groups to help with the number of animals it takes in. But when these resources are not there, staff members have to turn to euthanasia to help curb the overpopulation. They say we can fight this by fostering animals, introducing the shelter to new rescue groups, and spaying and neutering your pets. The holidays can look a little different for those in recovery, but staff with the Volunteers of America Mid-States Freedom House in Manchester are looking to offer the women and children living there a Christmas they will never forget. During the last several weeks, staff, the mothers and the little ones living there have taken part in crafts, watched Christmas movies, and went on special outings to get everyone in the Christmas spirit. Staff say they want to provide a memorable Christmas experience for everyone staying there.
We really want to do things that we would do in our own family. You know, we don't want to make them feel any different, so we really try to involve them in any community event. They have a competition to where they decorate their doors. You know, we decorate in the house. The kids are going to wake up on Christmas morning and have presents from Santa, just like my kids are going to wake up on Christmas morning and have presents from Santa.
Volunteers are also working to provide items for the women and children staying at the Freedom House through its annual Hope for the Holidays campaign, which encourages everyone to donate hygiene items, toys, clothes, and other essentials to the Freedom House. Well, schools are out and kids are home for the holidays, so what now? Cleveland Clinic pediatrician Gina Robinson says to let them sleep in some, but try to keep them on a regular schedule so as not throw them off when it's time for school again. She says keeping them entertained should not include loads of extra screen time, while a little more than usual is acceptable during the holidays. Robinson says it's important to set a limit.
If your kids know beforehand that there is a time for screens and there's a limit on screens, then it doesn't tend to be such a big battle in the moment.
You can also go to the library to find some cookbooks or holiday books to read during the break. Or you can volunteer to help someone else during the holidays. All are healthy ways to keep kids busy.
.642 here on this Tuesday morning. We are looking at some cold temperatures across the region, but they're actually going up a little bit in some spots. Up to 28 now, Clintwood, Prestonsburg, Logan, over toward Williamsburg as well. We are at 29 in Irvin, 30 Jackson, Hazard, Manchester, and Jonesville this morning, 27 in Ashland, our cool spot. Out the door forecast, some clouds early, some sunshine, picking through those clouds a little bit later, and temperatures topping out in the upper 40s for today, the last full day of fall. Olivia?
Thank you, Brandon, and thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning. The time is now 6:43. Still to come, two big pharmacy chains here in the U.S. put buying limits on some of their medicines as the triple demic keeps its hold on the nation.